Hey guys, it's Tyler, and today we are back in the FTB research lab trying to get some more work done. Last episode we got our magmatic engine set up as well as our infinite lava power in the nether. Super cool, but what is this doing right now? That's what we're going to work on today. So first we're going to need a way to get the lava to our magmatic engine as well as producing some power and getting some machines to use the power. So first we want to get how to transport the lava to the magmatic engine. The best way to do this is by using fluiducts. And fluiducts are from thermal expansion. Fluiduct. Okay, there's two types, the opaque, which are made with copper and lead, and the regular fluid ducts, which is made with hardened glass, which is made with an induction smelter, which is made with pulverized obsidian and all this other crazy stuff. So we're going to start just with the opaque ones until we can make regular ones. Now, the contents cannot be seen. Okay, that's okay. So basically when we place these down, we're not going to be able to see the lava flowing through them. So boom, boom, and boom. Okay, why isn't this filling up with lava? Well, ender tanks are very simple of how they work. This little knob on them, you can kind of see it outlines that you can press it. If you just right click, that's going to start flowing lava through here. So now this guy's getting lava and he's also producing energy. Now let's just take a look at the little things in here. This is basically the energy meter saying how much it's outputting, what its maximum power is, and how much it has stored in them right now. So this guy's actually producing a lot per second, which is really, really cool. We also have the redstone enabling. So right now it's just needing no signal in order for it to get going. We could say hi, and then this guy is going to slowly stop because we're telling it that it needs a redstone signal in order to run. We don't want that. This ignored is saying to just ignore all redstone possible. If there's something on or not on, it really doesn't matter. So, boom. We don't want this guy to ever really stop. We want him to keep going. Unless we want to modify that in the future, which we might. I'm going to place down more fluiducts here just so we can get more magmatic engines on here in the future. But my goal is to eventually kind of fill most of this wall with these engines. Possibly get some other power, but the lava power is really, really nice early game. We'll get some more advanced power later on. Now, how are we going to transport the power? Well, there's a lot of different ways to transport power, however, we're using thermal expansion power. And by the little thing I'm going to show right now, you can see that there's actually 3 types of power in the game. And a lot of different mods use a lot of different types of power. So of course there's thermal expansion, and thermal expansion gives out MJ power, and you basically get MJ from dynamos. And there will be more ways to get MJ in the future, and there might already be that I'm not sure about, but right now we have these 4 dynamos. We're using the magmatic ones, obviously, to get our RF, redstone flux, I believe is the name of it. There's also the IC2 power, which is called EU. So I'm sure that if we press EU, there should be absolutely nothing about it. That works too. I actually don't even have IC2 installed on here. But IC2, if you have it installed, which you probably will, I'm not a huge fan of the mod, so that's why I don't have it installed. But IC2 power is EU, very different from RF. You would need the mod power converters in order to convert them. Again, much more complicated stuff right there. I'm not going to get into that. And then there's also MJ power, which is from Buildcraft was its origin, but a lot of mods now use the MJ power, as you saw from the little slide I put up. So we're making RF, and the best way to transport RF is through energy conduits. So energy conduit, as you can see, there are a bunch of different types: leadstone, hardened, and redstone. So redstone's the best. We're going to be making these in a future episode, but the easiest to make is the leadstone. Simple with redstone, lead, glass, and some more redstone. So let's grab those. Just 6 of them is going to be good enough for us to get some simple machines going. So let's place, I want to knock out these kind of top area here because I want to be able to get some machines set up top today. So let's get those taken out. We might actually need to make more of these, I'm not sure. Yeah, we're probably going to need more. But you just place them down so that they connect to our dynamo there. And then you can see that he's going to be full. And there is some energy flowing through here, which you're going to see once we make a machine, but that's very simply how you can set up power in your base. And this kind of sucks. I didn't realize these were going to be down that low. Why don't I go make another set of leadstone energy conduits, and I'll be right back. Okay, awesome. This is much better. We can get these all the way up here and have some to spare in order to place some more blocks or conduits around here. Awesome. Now, what to use with the power? First off, I just want to make a simple carpentry hammer, which is an item from forestry. When you place these tiles, they kind of get screwed up because you need to place them a certain way. So when I destroyed this tile to get out of this hole, it kind of moved to a different spot. So I'm just going to make a carpentry hammer real quick. I'll show you how to make one. Very, very simple. It just requires some sticks and some wood. So we'll make this real quick, and I'll be able to show you what the carpentry hammer does. So boom, and carpentry hammer right here. Boom. Awesome. Let's go back over and fix up this block. So just by right-clicking on it, it'll move the piece around awesomely. So we want to move it back to there. It also works for these. You can move them around. I'll show you how to make these cool decorative blocks in the future, but we don't have quite the resources to do that yet. So yeah, we'll get there in the future. I also want to make a crescent hammer, which is the basic tool of thermal expansion. So it's made with simply iron and lead, or not lead, tin, I believe. Like that? No. Okay, we're gonna have to look up how to make it. I don't have all of these recipes memorized to brain. It's iron and then tin. I was close. I had the right resources. Boom, boom. Awesome. Now the crescent hammer is nice because it will never break. It has infinite durability, and it allows us to kind of do stuff with thermal expansion. So if we wanted to get rid of one of these conduits, we could break it with a pickaxe, but it's not the best way to get rid of them. The best way is to shift right click, and they just pop off really nice, which is super easy and super convenient. There is more uses for the crescent hammer, which we'll get to in a bit, but for right now, that's all you need to know about it. Let's get some machines. So I set up over here the crafting recipe to get some machine frames. And these are made of just iron, gold, and glass. Not too bad, but these are used to make all of your simple thermal expansion machines. Let's get started. I'm going to make all of these, and then I will be right back. Fun fact, I needed some flint in order to make the pulverizer. You can put gravel into your grindstone, and you can actually grind that up to get flint. Which is really nice, really convenient. You don't have to go through the process of breaking gravel. You can just get flint that way. I already have the redstone furnace, but let me get back to crafting, and I will see you guys in a bit. Okay, I'm back. My inventory is a living, breathing disaster right now. I accidentally made a pair of shears instead of a bucket, which was interesting. But I do have all of the basic thermal expansion machines. Let's place down our pulverizer right here. Our redstone furnace right here, our induction smelter here, our fluid transposer right there, and our sawmill right there. You see I left a spot right here. There is a more advanced thing that we have to make that I want to show you before we can get one right there. What do all of these random things do? I'm about to explain all that. So, the redstone furnace, you can see he's slowly gaining energy, and that's because this energy is being split between all of these right now. Some of them have more energy, 48,000 RF in that one. Maybe they're all... Nope, redstone furnace is 24,000. So this guy's going to charge up a lot quicker than the other ones, but he's very cool because he simply works as a smelter. Not going to require any fuel whatsoever besides the energy being put in from that, but... is there anything we can actually smelt in here? No. Oh, bricks, maybe? No? I can't really even demonstrate this right now. I'm sure there's some way that we can demonstrate this. But yeah, for right now, no. The pulverizer can pulverize down in the same way that the grindstone does. So for instance, if we wanted iron dust, we just put our iron into here, and then we can get the dust, which is really awesome. Now, what if we wanted to smelt that back into the bar? There's a configuration tab on the machines in here, which allow you to kind of interact with the other things around it. So very simply, blue is your input, and red is your output, or orange is your output, or yellow is your output. All of your warm colors are your outputs. So let's say we want to input from the top. We're just going to left click on the top, If this is the kind of center, this would be the top. So we want to put things in through the top. Now the redstone furnace is to the left of us, so let's make that the output orange. That's going to have both of these output to the left. Now you might be wondering what this yellow square is here. That is a secondary product kind of thing. If you were to grind ores in here, for instance copper ore, there's a chance you could get gold dust from it as well, which is really, really helpful. Let's shut down the rest of these outputs and inputs. I'm being attacked because we don't need those right now. Now, we still have the pulverized iron here. Why is that if this is outputting to the left? That's because this guy is not accepting from the right. This is outputting from the right. So let's change that to blue, and all of a sudden it's in here, which is awesome. Now let's have it output to the left, and then let's real quick make a chest over here. So let's go boom, 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 chest, and we'll place him down right next door, and all of a sudden we have an iron ingot. So you're basically able to automate doubling your ores by putting stuff into your pulverizer, having it go through your furnace, and then out to the chest. We'll be doing something with this in the very near future. Sawmills are cool as well. Sawmills allow you to kind of saw down oak wood and spruce wood, all of your wood in the game that's in log form. It's not going to do anything with the planks as I just showed you. Now if you put in a log into here, it's going to give you 6 planks, so you're going to be able to get kind of close to double the amount that you would normally, as well as you'd get a secondary product of sawdust. And then sawdust is simply used to combine into this compressed sawdust, and then the compressed sawdust can be smelted into charcoal. So it's a way to get charcoal, but sawdust is also used for something else called a florb, and we will get there eventually. Florbs are super awesome. Induction smelters are used to kind of combine stuff. This was the machine that you saw was used before to make... wow, I'm horrible with words today. But it was used to make the hardened glass using lead and obsidian dust. Very cool. We're just going to have his output be from the top, and or his input from the top, and his output I don't want to put anywhere because I don't want to screw up anything in here. We will be using him in the future though. And then the fluid transposer finally can take liquids and kind of put them into things and out of things. So I have a water bucket in my inventory. If we were to put him in here, we can change this guy to empty, and that's going to pour the water into here and then give us back our bucket. But let's say we wanted to fill the bucket instead. We click it again, and it's going to put the water back in here. You'll see that this is useful for making conduits as well as a ton of other things. We'll be using the fluid transposer a lot. Now the thing that goes with him is the magma crucible, and that's what I want to make right now. It's a little bit more complicated of a recipe, so I want to do it on camera. But the magma crucible allows you to melt down different things into other things, and that requires a leadstone energy cell frame, and this was the guy I wanted to talk about. One, he's pretty expensive, requires a lead and a couple lead. Oh my goodness, what are you guys doing here? Hello, hi, hi, hi. I'm gonna die. I hate baby zombies so much, you have no idea. But a little bit more expensive for this guy, but he allows us to melt down certain things into other things to fill in our fluid transposer, basically. So let's get our redstone, as we have right here, redstone block. Let's grab a little bit more lead, because we're going to need it to make this. Boom, boom, awesome. And then do we have enough glass? No, we don't. I smelted up a ton over the break, got it in here, awesome. And let's make our energy cell frame. Now the energy cell frame can actually be used for other stuff besides just making a magma crucible. The energy cell frame can be used, one, to make an energetic infuser, but also to make these energy cells. And the cells are able to hold energy inside of them and kind of store it for future use down in our little power system. So very cool, but we want to make a better one of those in the future, so I'm just going to make this energy cell frame to make our magma crucible, which I do not have enough stuff for. I'll make this real quick on camera for you. I think that's going to be enough. Perfect, we have our magma crucible. This guy also uses a buttload of power. He's going to fill up really slowly. He stores 400,000 RF, which is a lot different than the 4,800 here. So he's going to take a long time to fill up, but we're going to be able to smelt down redstone inside of him, send it to the fluid transposer, and then fill it into conduits to use as our redstone energy conduits. These leadstone energy conduits are nice, but they're not the best we can have. They're losing some power we generate. They're not as reliable. The redstone energy conduits never lose power, so they're kind of perfect. They can go forever. They carry 10,000 RF per tick, which is awesome. And they're just very helpful. I love having them. So next episode, we're going to make those. But these are your basic thermal expansion machines. In the future, we'll expand upon this and get more machines in this room. I might extend the base out further that way. I'm going to have to think about that, but I think we're going to need more room in here. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!